Dubai Insider Podcast. This is Fabio Saltini, your real estate broker here in Dubai, and I am so excited to be back with you for another episode. I hope you're all having an incredible Monday. For those of you who are new here, my mission with this podcast is simple: to bring you the real story of Dubai. The one you don't always see on Instagram, the one that tells you why this city isn't just a place of luxury and glamour, but a serious, long-term opportunity for smart investors like you. I'm one of the co-founders of Terra Real Estate, and our job, our passion, is to help people from all over the world, from my home country Brazil to anywhere else on this beautiful planet, navigate this market with confidence. We're all about giving you the inside scoop, the kind of information that helps you build a solid long-term portfolio. So, if you're ready to get some serious insights, grab a coffee, sit back, and let's get into it. Today, we're going to dive deep into a lot of interesting news that paints a very clear picture of where Dubai is heading. I want to start with a big picture look at what's happening in the city, because you simply cannot understand the real estate market without understanding the engine that powers it. And let me tell you, this engine is firing on all cylinders. First up, let's talk about tourism. Economy Middle East just reported that Dubai attracted a staggering 9.88 million international visitors in the first half of 2025. My friend, that's a 6% increase from last year. Think about that number for a second. Almost 10 million people visited this city in just 6 months. This isn't just a number, it's a powerful signal. It tells us that Dubai's global appeal is stronger than ever. These visitors aren't just here for a quick vacation. Many of them are scouting for business opportunities, looking for a new life, or simply falling in love with the city and starting to think, maybe I could live here. For us as investors, this means sustained demand for short-term rentals and a constantly growing population that needs long-term housing. This kind of robust tourism is a massive economic driver, and it's what gives our real estate market its incredible strength and resilience. It's not a market built on sand, it's built on a foundation of global demand. And speaking of a strong foundation, let's talk about the government. We all know Dubai is led by a very visionary team, but I want to highlight something from this past week. Sheikh Mohammed recently met with local investors, spotlighting the crucial role of collaboration in driving economic growth. This is a subtle, but incredibly important piece of news. It shows that the leadership here is not just top-down, it's collaborative. They are actively engaging with the people on the ground, the investors, the business owners, to shape the city's future. This kind of open, forward-thinking governance is what gives investors immense confidence. When you know the government has a clear long-term plan and is actively listening to the business community, you can invest with a sense of security and stability. It's a huge factor for us at Terra Real Estate when we talk to our international clients. It's what differentiates Dubai from so many other markets around the world. Now let's talk infrastructure, because this is where you can see that vision being executed. Economy Middle East reported on two fascinating things. First, a new 800-meter tunnel is being built to improve connectivity and enhance traffic flow for over 1 million residents. This is classic Dubai. We identify a problem, traffic congestion, and we invest in a smart, long-term solution. For you, the investor, this isn't just a traffic update. It means that the areas around this new tunnel will become more accessible and therefore more desirable. It directly impacts property values. Secondly, DEWA, our local electricity and water authority, has invested over $2 billion in electricity transmission in the first half of 2025, increasing substations to 391. Again, this might sound like a technical detail, but it's a massive signal of confidence. It means the city is preparing for a huge influx of new residents, new businesses, and new developments. They are building the infrastructure for a much larger, more powerful city. This is the kind of forward planning that prevents a bubble from forming. They are laying the groundwork for a sustained, long-term growth curve. And that, my friends, is exactly what we want to see as investors. But it's not just about traditional infrastructure. It's about modern, smart infrastructure. The city is also expanding its EV charging network to over 1,270 points. It shows Dubai's commitment to a sustainable future and attracting a new generation of residents who prioritize green living. This affects property choices too. Buildings with EV charging stations are going to be more attractive to a growing segment of the population, which can positively impact your rental yield. And let's not forget the partnership between Parkonic and Salik to deploy AI-driven parking across 36,000 spaces. This is the kind of smart city innovation that makes living here so efficient and enjoyable. These are the small day-to-day things that contribute to Dubai's overall quality of life and in turn its real estate market's desirability. And let's briefly touch on the cultural and financial sides because it all ties together. The Museum of the Future has validated its status as a cultural landmark, attracting 4 million visitors. This is a huge win for tourism and for the city's brand. It shows that Dubai is not just about commerce, it's about art, culture, and intellectual curiosity. It makes the city a more rounded, interesting place to live. And from a pure finance perspective, Dubai topped the GCC equity market performance with a 7.9% gain in July. This tells us that the business community is thriving and there's a lot of liquidity and confidence in the local economy. All these factors, the tourism, the visionary leadership, the cutting-edge infrastructure, and the financial strength, are not isolated. They all feed into one another to create the most stable, secure, and attractive real estate market in the world right now. And this is the perfect moment to shift gears. We're going to go from this big picture view to the granular details. I'm going to give you the numbers you're all waiting for. We'll talk about the record-breaking real estate transactions, the surge in off-plan sales, and the key developers that are driving the market. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. If you've just tuned in, you missed some great insights on the big picture of Dubai's economy, the tourism, the infrastructure, the vision. But now, it's time to get down to business. It's time to talk about the numbers that matter to us as real estate investors. It's time to see how all that growth we just discussed is directly translating into a dynamic and, frankly, booming real estate market. I've been going through the latest reports, and the data is absolutely mind-blowing. It's a clear signal that this market isn't slowing down. It's maturing and accelerating. First, let's talk about the big, top-level numbers. The Dubai real estate market saw an incredible 8.4% price surge in the first half of 2025, with transactions topping a staggering 93,000. And just for July alone, real estate transactions surged to an unbelievable $13.52 billion. Another report from Economy Middle East highlighted that Dubai's top 10 performing areas drove 2,304 transactions worth an insane $17.7 billion in July. These numbers, my friends, are not a blip. They are a trend. This is a market driven by genuine demand, not speculation. For me, as a broker and an investor myself, these numbers are music to my ears. They tell us that the confidence in this market is not just high, it's at an all-time peak. Now let's dig into the most important trend happening right now, the rise of the off-plan market. The off-plan sector is absolutely dominating. The news reported that the off-plan market alone saw sales of $17.32 billion in July, with 24 new real estate projects being launched in the first half of the year, valued at over $1.2 billion. This tells a powerful story. It's not just a few developers launching, it's the entire market, a confident ecosystem of builders and buyers. The fact that the off-plan segment is thriving so much shows that investors from all over the world believe in the future of this city. They're willing to buy into a project before it's even built because they have faith in Dubai's long-term growth and they want to capitalize on that initial appreciation. For my clients at Terra Real Estate, off-plan has become one of the most popular strategies. It's an incredible opportunity to get in early on a new project with a very favorable payment plan, allowing you to secure a high-value asset with a smaller initial investment. When you see numbers like these, you know the opportunity is real. And speaking of developers, let's look at the health of the biggest player in the game. Emaar Properties, the powerhouse behind many of Dubai's most iconic projects, just reported a jaw-dropping 46% surge in property sales in the first half of 2025, reaching $12.5 billion. This is a massive vote of confidence. When a company of Emaar's scale and reputation is performing this well, it's a clear signal that the entire market is strong. For an investor, this is the kind of news you want to hear. It tells you that the developers are financially sound, that they're delivering on their promises, and that their brand carries the weight it needs to. It's not about just the project, it's about the company building it. We always emphasize this at Terra Real Estate. Due diligence on the developer is just as important as due diligence on the property itself. Seeing numbers like Emaar's performance reassures us that we're working in a market of proven, reliable builders. This confidence from developers is also fueling a massive boom in the construction sector. Economy Middle East reported that Dubai's construction sector has grown by 20% in the first half of 2025, with over 30,000 building permit applications. This is another key indicator of a healthy, mature market. You see, a real estate market is only as strong as its supply chain. The fact that we have this much construction activity shows that the city is actively building to meet the demand. They are not just reacting to the market, they are strategically planning for it. It's a proactive approach that ensures we won't see a sudden scarcity of quality units, which is a great thing for investors looking for stability and choice. It means there's a consistent pipeline of new high quality projects coming to market, giving you a continuous stream of opportunities. And here's a number you might not have thought about, but it's a crucial one. Dubai Residential REIT, a publicly listed real estate investment trust, saw its net profit rise to 169.34 million in the first half of 2025. Now, why is this important? Because a REIT's performance is often seen as a barometer for the health of the rental market. These trusts manage a portfolio of income-generating properties, so their profits are a direct reflection of rental yields and occupancy rates. When you see a number like this, it tells you that the rental market is not just surviving, it's thriving. This is fantastic news for anyone looking to invest in property for passive income. It tells you that there is a strong and consistent demand for rental units, which means your investment can generate steady returns. It's one more piece of the puzzle that confirms Dubai is a market for both capital appreciation and consistent cash flow. So when you put all these numbers together, the massive transaction volumes, the dominance of off-plan, the financial health of the top developers, the construction boom, and the strong performance of rental portfolios, you get a very clear picture. This is not a speculative frenzy, this is a robust, well-planned, and maturing market that is firing on all cylinders. The growth is real, the demand is global, and the opportunities are everywhere. And this leads us perfectly into the next segment, where we're going to take this data and turn it into actionable advice. We'll talk about the most common questions investors are asking, the so-called bubble debate, and what the difference is between a luxury home and an affordable home investment. Trust me, you don't want to miss this part. We dove deep into the numbers. We looked at the surging transaction volumes, the dominance of off-plan sales, and the incredible growth of our top developers. But now, it's time for the most important part of this episode, turning that data into something you can actually use. It's time to talk about the things that are on every investor's mind. And let's address the elephant in the room right away. The question I get asked almost every single day, the one I know is on your mind right now. And that question is, Fabio, with all this growth, are we in a bubble? Is the Dubai real estate market going to crash? It's a valid question, it's a smart question, and my answer based on all the data we just went through and based on my daily experience in this market is a resounding no. We are not in a bubble. But here's the important nuance. We are in a phase of market maturation, a healthy, sustainable one. Think about it this way. A bubble is built on speculation, on weak fundamentals, and on easy credit. A bubble is built on sand. Today's Dubai market is built on a foundation of a robust, diversified economy, population growth, and as we discussed, strong government planning. What some analysts are talking about is a potential price correction. Now, I know that word can sound scary, but it's not the same thing as a crash. The search results from trusted sources like Fitch Ratings have already pointed this out. They've noted that after an incredible price surge, we might see a moderate price correction of up to 15% in late 2025 or 2026. But they also say that this would be a natural adjustment, not a cause for alarm. This is a market that's growing so fast that it needs a moment to catch its breath, to let supply catch up with demand. And here's why this is actually a good thing for you. This potential correction, if it happens, would be a sign of a maturing market, not a failing one. It would be a market correcting itself, becoming more stable and sustainable in the long run. The banks are in a much stronger position now than they were in 2008, developers are more financially disciplined, and the government has built a robust regulatory framework. So, instead of being afraid of a correction, you should see it as a potential opportunity. It could be the moment a first-time buyer finds a more affordable entry point, or a seasoned investor finds a chance to acquire a key asset at a better value. The key, as always, is to have a long-term perspective. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to another question that I know is top of mind for many of you. Fabio, should I invest in off-plan or a ready property? This is one of the most fundamental choices an investor has to make, and it really comes down to your personal goals. Based on what we're seeing in the market right now, the choice is clearer than ever. Off-plan is for the capital appreciation investor. If your primary goal is to maximize your return on investment over the next few years, off-plan is your ticket. The search data showed that off-plan properties are typically 10 to 30% cheaper than ready properties in the same area. Why? Because you're buying at today's price and benefiting from the appreciation that will happen over the construction period. With flexible payment plans from developers, you can secure a high-value asset with a relatively small down payment, and your payments are spread out over time. This strategy is all about patience and foresight. You're betting on the future growth of a community and the vision of a developer. This is the perfect option for those who don't need immediate rental income and are looking for significant long-term gains. Ready properties are for the immediate cash flow investor. On the other hand, if your goal is to generate rental income right away, then a ready property is the obvious choice. The beauty of a ready home is that you see exactly what you're buying. You can inspect the finishes, check the view, and most importantly, list it on the rental market the day you get the keys. For many of my clients, a ready property offers stability, immediate cash flow, and a lower level of risk when it comes to construction delays. With the rental market so strong, as evidenced by the REIT data we discussed earlier, you can secure a great rental yield and start generating passive income from day one. So the question isn't which one is better, it's which one is right for you. What is your investment goal? What is your timeline? And what is your risk tolerance? Answering these questions is the first step to making a smart investment. And that brings us to the final and equally important question. Should I invest in luxury or affordable properties? Again, the answer isn't a one-size-fits-all. The beauty of the Dubai market is that both are performing incredibly well, but they are serving different markets. Our research shows that the luxury segment, especially villas in prime locations like Palm Jumeirah, Dubai Hills Estate, and Jumeirah Bay Island, is being driven by high net worth individuals and a limited supply. These properties are about more than just a home, they're about a lifestyle. They are a secure store of wealth and a long-term investment that is likely to continue appreciating. The affordable and mid-market segment, in contrast, is seeing a huge number of transactions. Areas like Jumeirah Village Circle, JVC, and Al Barsha South 4th are seeing massive transaction volumes because they offer a fantastic combination of price, quality, and a great community feel. For an investor, these areas often provide the best rental yields because of the high demand from young professionals and families. So, you can have a high-performing portfolio whether you're investing $1 million or a few $100,000. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a quick checklist of common pitfalls that investors, even experienced ones, fall into. Don't let these be you. First, never underestimate the total costs. The sticker price of a property is just the beginning. You have to factor in the DLD fees, the agent's commission, service charges, and potential mortgage costs. Get a full breakdown before you sign anything. Second, don't rush into it without research. You've been listening to this podcast, so you're already doing the right thing. But do your homework on the developer, the specific location, and the market trends. And finally, work with a RERA certified, trustworthy broker. This is not a market to navigate alone. An expert can save you from a lot of legal and financial headaches, and they can help you spot the opportunities and avoid the pitfalls. Now, I want to leave you with one final thought. The data, the analysis, the strategies, all of this information is incredibly powerful, but information alone is not enough. The key to success in Dubai real estate is turning this knowledge into a personalized, actionable plan. The market is full of opportunities, but it also has its complexities. And that's exactly where my team and I come in. We are not just real estate brokers. We are your partners in this journey. We live and breathe this market every single day. We understand the nuances of each community, the track record of every developer, and the specific needs of international investors. Our mission at Terra Real Estate is to provide you with a strategy that is tailored to your financial goals, your timeline, and your vision for the future. This podcast is the start of that conversation. But the real work, the real planning, begins with a one-on-one consultation. This is your opportunity to sit down with me and my team, virtually or in person, and talk about your specific situation. So, here's my call to action for you. Don't let this information just be something you listen to on your commute. Let it be the catalyst for action. Take the next step today. I've made it incredibly easy for you. All the links to connect with us are right there in the show description. You can book a free, no obligation consultation directly on our website, terradubai.com. You can also find us on all social media platforms by searching for Terra Real Estate Dubai to see our latest property tours and market updates. Whether you're looking for an affordable studio in JVC to start your portfolio, a luxury villa in Palm Jumeirah, or Emirates Hills, we are here to guide you. We'll help you navigate the legal process, secure the best financing, and make sure your investment is a solid one. So don't wait, the market is moving, and the best opportunities are waiting for those who are prepared. Click the link in the description and let's start building your future in Dubai together. Thank you so much for listening. I am Fabio Saltini and I'll see you on the next episode of the Dubai Insider Podcast.